Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 108 and it is Tuesday, February 6th, 2018, and I am your host, Victor Omoyo.
You gotta give me some time so I can start sharing this to the right people.
Okay. And with me as always is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Bird.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, we are back at it once again.
Yep. What's up, Firm?
Yep, and we are in the post Super Bowl 52 mode.
Oh, now it's Super Bowl. Now it's the Super Bowl.
Yes, it is.
Whatever happened to your bougie ass calling it? Oh, Foosball Kingdom, or you know, whatever those random names. When you actually know good and damn well it was called the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I called it like Supreme Ball, Football Kingdom, Foosball Championship, 88 and a third. But you know what? I'm in such a good mood, Carl, that I want to express my emotions with a song. And this is how I feel due to the results of Sunday night's game.
Oh, Jesus.
And I feel like this song right here, which I'll play a short clip of.
You're starting to get it.
I feel absolutely glorious today because the Eagles of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, have defeated those overrated cheating frauds, the New England Patriots. What was the final score, Carl?
44-31.
Yes, 44-31 at Sunday night's game. And man, I am just so happy that I get to see the Philadelphia Eagles. This is their third Super Bowl that they've made it to, and this is their first championship. And they have denied Tom Brady the distinction of earning a sixth Super Bowl ring. They've also denied the Patriots of a sixth Vince Lombardi championship trophy. And I, for one, tip my hat off to the city of Philadelphia.
Dude, you're getting everything right all of a sudden. Mr. I hate sports culture and all that little bougie ass mumbo jumbo that you spit. Now you know it's called the Lombardi Trophy. Now you know it's called the Super Bowl and all that. You know, I did my fair share. I'm trolled out. I'm good. I'm ready for next year.
And yeah,
Cowboys Nation, stand up.
Yeah, we them boys. We still gonna make it to the Super Bowl.
We them boys. I will always say that.
But, I will say this to you, Patriots fans.
What up, Sarah?
Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the show. I will say to you, Patriots fans that have been, calling me a hater ever since the season began last August. Your team can deflate all the footballs they want to. They can illegally videotape all the hand signals from the opposing teams as much as they want to. They can bribe as many referees and officials to overturn legal catches from the other team as much as they want to. And they can change as many rules as they want to in the middle of a game. And all of those cheap tactics can get them to the dance. All those cheap tactics can get them to the championship, sure. But when at the end of the day, when it really counts, when skills matter on the field, on the gridiron, as they call it, all that cheating bites you in the ass because of karma. And with that, I'm just so glad that the Philadelphia Eagles managed to do what needed to be done for the rest of the NFL fandom. To humble.
You are really gonna get me in trouble right now. My girl is watching. I'm in the doghouse right now.
Oh, hello, hello, Jennifer Green. Nice to meet you. I am absolutely happy that the most obnoxious. The most obnoxious fandom in the NFL, the New England Patriots, and one of the most obnoxious fans in all of professional sports, the Patriots again, have been humbled. This morning I went to campus, and I was going into my English class, writing class, and on my way to class, I saw a lot of sad and dejected faces. A lot of people looked like they lost their best friend. I could hear that Simon and Garfunkel song, "Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend."
God, you sound evil.
And you know what? It just gave me such joy that, the most obnoxious fandom in the NFL talking about how Tom Brady's the GOAT and blah, blah, blah. We're going to get our 6th Super Bowl ring. We're going to tie the Steelers. Nope. Denied. And you know what? Let me tell you something right now, real quick, before we move on in today's episode. I hear that, the Patriots always talk about, being good, the joys of good sportsmanship and all that. Well, let me ask you something. Speaking about sportsmanship, why is it that Tom Brady refused to shake quarterback Nick Foles' hand after the game? Why did he storm off the field into the locker room and cry like a bitch? Why?
Jesus Christ, Vic.
Why couldn't Tom Brady show some good sportsmanship and say, "Hey, congratulations, Mr. Foles, on your first championship. I'm happy for you"? Why? Why, Carl?
Listen, I'm trolled out. I did my fair share, so I'm letting you have all this.
Yes.
This is all you.
Oh, thank you, and I thank you, Carl, for bringing up these other two facts here. Apparently, Tom Brady's wife, Giselle, she once said years ago, saying that, quote, "My husband can't throw the ball and catch it at the same time." I'm not sure how that works, but to which Nick Foles replied, "Hold my beer." And that's how he won. Also, I reportedly, Giselle did not tell her kids that the Patriots lost, but that instead the Pats had to share the victory. The Patriots had to share the Vince Lombardi trophy. I'm not sure that's how football works or any other professional sport. There's always a winner, and there's always a loser. And this year, you guys have been losers. So you know what?
Shout outs to Latifah. She just commented on my Bob Ross shirt.
Oh yes, it's an impeccable shirt, my friend. Very impeccable.
Happy.
Yes, absolutely. And also one other thing, as you can see here, we have the national bird in full display. Because the eagle, the bald eagle, is the symbol of American freedom, the symbol of American excellence, exemplified this past Sunday by the Philadelphia Eagles. Although I will say this, though, you Philadelphia fans, destroying, part of downtown Philly in celebration. Come on, son, that's not cool. I mean, and also too, the whole fact that when when white fans celebrate, when white fans cause untold property damage, tipping over Priuses and lighting bonfires in the middle of a street, that's a celebration. But when black people protest legitimately over things that matter, oh, it's a riot. Oh, y'all need to sit y'all asses home.
Unique.
Just some food for thought there. Don't think that I don't see the hypocrisy there. But and when all is said and done, I'm just so happy right now that because I was denied this pleasure last year when the Patriots earned their 5th ill-gotten championship, and I was ready to troll last year, and we couldn't on the podcast. So now I just feel so elated right now. Carl,
hey Monet.
Hello Monet, welcome to the show. So Carl, do you have any thoughts on Sunday's wonderful game?
It was the lesser of two evils. One, me being a Cowboys fan, like I didn't want Brady to surpass us. The Cowboys have 5 rings. I didn't want Brady to surpass us, but I didn't want the Eagles to win.
Okay.
So I literally was cheering against both teams. Like I posted a meme on my page and the Codex page saying a percentage showing that they were going for the Patriots, another percentage going for the Eagles, and the rest of the pie chart was fans hoping that Bane comes in and bombs the football field like he did in The Dark Knight Rises.
Nice. Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can totally see that. So, last call. Attention, Patriots fans. Your train has arrived on platform L. So please get your Metro cards ready. Yes. Oh, I've been waiting to save that one.
You have. You really, really have. Like.
Yes, I'm patting myself on the back for that one. I came up with that all by myself. And And who knows?
Shout outs to Heather, by the way. She was feeling my pain throughout that whole game. I showed up to the game I showed up to our game in a Cowboys jersey.
Oh, is she also a Cowboys fan?
Heather, yes.
Okay. And
That's my DC foil fan.
and as far as the Cowboys go, I will say. Oh, wait, hold on, 1 second, 1 second. I'm getting a phone call here. Hello. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yep. I will tell them right away. Yes. Attention, Carl and Cowboys fans. 1996 was on the phone. They're telling you. They're telling all of y'all to let them go. Stop living in the past. Join everybody in 2018.
Really, you just on a roll. Yo, damn! I wish you was a football fan because I'm like, yo, who would be your team?
Who would be my team? You know what? I mean, I don't watch football.
I see you as a Browns fan.
I hear the Browns aren't very good though.
They went 0-16.
Yeah. Technically, it's a perfect season.
Yeah.
They even had a parade and everything. So the Cowboys. Well, with that, I will say, Carl, with the Dallas Cowboys, it's been 22 years since your team made the Super Bowl. Isn't it time for you to cheer for a new team?
Nope.
Why?
No, I've been a Cowboys fan since I was like 7, 8 years old.
Right.
There's no need. I'm not gonna change. It's part of my It's part of my identity.
I mean, when you think about the Cowboys, they haven't won a Super Bowl or even made it to the Super Bowl since the Sega Saturn hit the market.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've paid my dues as a fan. I have and will continue to stick. Thank you, Heather. Loyalty. I will stick with my team through the bad times.
Okay.
Through the good times. I was there in the good times. I've been there through the bad times with Wade Phillips as our coach, Chan Gailey, Dave Campo. You know what I mean? When freaking Quincy Carter was like destroying our name. You know what I mean? When we had Randall Cunningham as a backup.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just, at this point, I'm a fan. I love my boys.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, no matter what. We can go a 0-16 season. And I will still cheer. I will wear that star proudly till the grave. I actually want to be buried in a Cowboys jersey.
Damn, is it that serious?
I can't see myself liking another team.
I mean,
like I said, I've been a fan since I was a little kid, and I've been through it all.
True. You have. I mean, your fandom of the Cowboys is genuine. Unlike many of our friends who happen to be Pats fans, like in the last 8 years or so. So yeah, I give you that. Right? Respect.
It's just it's loyalty, man.
Okay, loyalty. I mean, as the Cowboys motto says, "We them boys."
We are.
We them boys that don't know how to make it to the Super Bowl.
We them boys.
Yeah.
We made it 5 times. Sure, it's been a long time, but the rings and the numbers are still there.
I mean, Bill Clinton was in office when y'all won a championship.
Okay.
We were both in elementary school, going to middle school.
All right, but see, now you're sounding like one of those Patriot fans. Now, I will say this: if New England was so great, why did it take so long just to catch up?
True.
We've had the record for most Super Bowl wins for a long time.
That's true. Surpassed by Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. Big ups to them. Mm-hmm. But why did it take everybody so long to catch up?
Yeah, that's
my thing.
Okay. That's some food for thought right there. I'll leave y'all to do the dishes there. So yeah, that's my trolling moment for the Super Bowl 52. So once again, congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles and to
you win. Yo, you win.
Yep, and now I can have peace and quiet for the next 8 months until the next football season rolls around. So all you Pats fans can suffer in silence while I gloat and live my life. So with that, let's talk about some things that we've been getting into for the past couple of weeks. There was one event in particular that we wanted to get into last week, but wrestling talk kind of took over.
It took the fuck over. Shout outs to Adrian and Brian for coming through for a fire episode, fire debate filled episode.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about
I don't
this.
even think we even got a chance to talk much in that episode. Like,
We didn't, yo. Like when, like as soon as like,
they went the second, like first of all, the second they even arrived, like they were going.
yeah, they were.
I'm like, man, this is. I'm like, you're saying so much good stuff. Let's save it for the show. Let's save it for the show. The second we went on air, that was it.
Oh, absolutely. Like when they started debating about the Ascension, that's when I knew, like, all right. But yeah, one big thing that we got into, I think almost a couple weeks ago, a week and a half, was the Freddy Cup.
Yep. Shout outs to Freddy for holding the. I wouldn't say it's not the second one. There was a few Freddy Cups previous to this, but
Yeah.
the way it's been structured, it's his second one, with the prize being the replica of the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
Shout outs to former host of the show, Aris, for actually winning it.
Yep. Yep.
What did you think? It was your first. I want to know. It was your first Freddy Cup. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought the Freddy Cup was lots of fun, man.
I still got to start sharing. I'm still sharing episodes. So go ahead.
Yeah. So the Freddy Cup, for those who don't know, it's a little like video game fighting game extravaganza. You have 3 TVs with all different sorts of wonderful fighting games on tap. Freddy being the host of said cup. It was really cool, man. Like, besides the main fighting game, which we'll get into in a second, there were some really good ones. Like, there was Bloody Roar for the PS1. Retro game, which still holds up, surprisingly, from what I saw.
It was fun. I forgot how to play it. Like, I got my ass whooped.
Yeah. There was also Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which I thought was decent. You know,
It's a fun game.
yeah. Didn't really blow my socks off, but I could see how fun it is. I think you guys were playing Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 before I got there.
You was too?
Was I?
Yeah, you played
No.
a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have. But I was mostly playing Killer Instinct for the Xbox One, and man, I will say, like, I wish Killer Instinct wasn't a Microsoft Xbox exclusive, because if it came out for the PS4, I would buy it in a hot second.
And that's somebody who does not like fighting games at all.
Well, it's funny because, like, when I was a kid, Killer Instinct was my favorite fighting game, because, like, it's so easy to pull off all the combos, and it's like. And I really like the mechanics of that game. And I was killing it as Orchid, as Glacius, Fulgore. So, man, like...
As a matter of fact, if you was actually following us on the Codex Instagram at Codex Prime Podcast,
Yep.
if you followed our Insta story, you would have been able to catch clips of the Freddy Cup.
Yeah.
But there was a point in the tournament where we got to the main course, which was Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah.
There were no phones were allowed. So I had to put the phone down. I couldn't really get much of Dragon Ball, but I'm sure nerds out there, they knew what the game was like.
Yeah. And so we had a single elimination tournament.
But wait.
What?
We did have a little host versus host in Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Can you just remind the people who won?
Oh, I won.
Come on now.
I won one round.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. We got
I was
into
able
it
to save that though. That was fun.
Yeah.
Those Insta stories were funny.
Yeah, we got into it on Killer Instinct, but yeah, definitely a banging fighting game. Like I said, I wish it was available for the PS4, but maybe one day.
I would have bought it.
Yeah, but yeah, the main course was, of course, the Dragon Ball Fighter Z tournament, which is a single elimination tournament, in which there were, like, how many of us? There were like 14, 16 of us. There were like 15 of us, I'd say, right?
14. No, I had been 14.
14, 15, around that number. And basically, the loser of the first bracket gets sent to the loser's bracket, so they can have a second chance of making it back to the winner's bracket and facing the winner of that bracket. Right. Me and Tyrone, shout outs to Tyrone, we kicked off the very first round of the tournament.
First of all, this is one moment where you just see a whole bunch of grown-ass men in their 30s, most with, wives, children, girlfriends, of their own.
Yep.
Screaming like they were still in middle school.
Yeah.
We instantly, relived our childhood.
Y'all's did.
In those moments.
Yo, y'all's did because like when Tyrone and I when we kicked off the very first match, like Furman and all y'all were just spazzing out like you're all watching like a live episode like right then and there.
But the graphics are so good. It is like you're watching a live anime episode of Dragon Ball.
Absolutely. Like I was just button mashing because like I had no idea.
Everybody
what I
was button
doing.
mashing because here's the thing too. I bought the game up on release, which was the day before.
Yeah.
And I literally, and the rule was nobody cannot play it. Mm-hmm. Nobody cannot play it. Everybody had to go into this tournament brand spanking new without any knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
So I literally just sat there at my house holding with the game in my hand, still in plastic, just like sad. I wanted to cry. I literally cried inside because I wanted to open that game.
Yeah.
And play.
Mm-hmm. You mean you could have and said you didn't?
No. Freddie has me on PlayStation Network.
Ah, that's right.
He would have saw that I played it.
Yeah. And you would have been disqualified from the tournament.
I did not want to be disqualified for the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I will say, like I was pulling off like some moves like from multiple hit combos, throwing fireballs. At one point, I blew up the planet.
Yeah, you did a destructive finish.
Yeah,
and those destructive finishes still. I've been playing the game for like about a week. Mm-hmm. I'm still screaming.
Yeah,
over those destructive finishes.
Yeah, like
Eddie, I see that you just joined. Save your money and get that game, and go back to high school when we couldn't make it home in time for a Dragon Ball, and we had to go to the Providence Place Mall. Go to the Cox Cable kiosk. Ask him to put it on for us, and we would watch it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they let us, too.
Man, I mean, y'all are some hardcore fans, man.
Listen, Dragon Ball is life.
All right.
Dragon Ball is where it was at. It's still where it's at.
Hey, I'll take y'all's word for it. I mean...
Yeah, get yourself a Crunchyroll account and start watching Dragon Ball Super.
I mean...
It's free.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Do it. There's other anime too on there.
Okay, cool. I will say like Arc System Works, they really outdid themselves with DBZ fighters. Like they did Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, but with this one, it's like they captured the essence of the Dragon Ball series.
They did. I honestly, I already called it. It's going to be fighting game of the year.
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, and this is coming from a non-DBZ fan. You know,
he's too bougie to like anything popular.
No, it's not that I don't dislike DBZ at all. It's just that I just never got into it. I tried. It just never appealed to me personally, but I can see why people like it. But with the fighting game in particular, like I like the 3 versus 3 mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean, if I sat down and played it, it's definitely one of those games that's like it's simple, easy to get into, but complex to master.
Yeah, I would consider it.
Yeah, because the control scheme is similar to like Injustice, where you have like
I wouldn't even say Injustice. I'd probably say very similar to Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah,
that's the feel. That's the feel. That's at least the feel I got from it.
Yeah. Who would you say are your favorite fighters in that game? Like so far, like the ones that you mastered.
Teen Gohan, Gotenks, Adult Trunks, Goku, and Super Saiyan God Vegeta.
Okay, nice. Yeah, yeah, and I will say like I was very impressed by the game, and I will say like even from coming from a non DBZ fan, and,
fighter game,
or casual fighting game player at best, I will say I recommend buying this game if you're a fighting game fan, and even if you're not familiar with DBZ, get Dragon Ball Z Fighters, man. It's a hell of a game. Like
it
like
is.
the gameplay is solid. It's a lot of fun. Like it's impressive. Although I will say like there's one flaw to the game. I will say that the menu system is unnecessarily convoluted.
Yeah, it is. That I can admit. Because shout outs to our friends from the party nerd AJ. I was actually supposed to get on their Twitch stream and play against AJ, but like I said, we was literally both having a hard time just trying to get an online match going. So we still actually haven't got that online match like together. Just
oh wow,
conflicting schedules and stuff.
Yeah.
So AJ, if you're watching, if you're listening, you can still catch these hands.
Yeah. Hashtag Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I need to get that shirt.
Yeah, that is a hell of a catchphrase.
Well, it's very commonly said throughout popular culture now. So I mean, he just happened to catch on to it and just he said it, and he just ran with it.
Oh yeah, hey, good on him.
He was riding that wave.
Yep, strike while the iron is hot. Yeah.
And the most diabolical hated side of the Mississippi is what up, Kyle?
Yes, Kyle has joined.
You get Kyle on the show too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And John Hapana, we got to get him on the show too.
Oh, definitely.
John says that DBZ got terrible after the Frieza saga. Is that
Dude,
true?
you did not watch the freaking Majin Buu saga, the freaking Cell saga?
I'm not familiar with any of these.
Cell was like the realest one on. He was one of the realest villains in Dragon Ball ever. Like he straight up posted for a week, waiting for Cass to catch his fade.
Was he the tall green alien dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he sat there waiting. He's probably like one of my favorite villains just because of that. He's like, listen, I will sit here wait. He stood still for like a week, waiting for the main characters to train up just so they can come fight.
Damn. Yeah, that's some confidence right there.
That's a real N word.
Yeah.
He's a real N word right there.
Man, real talk. Yeah, so
Ty says blasphemy.
oh, okay.
Well, tell us what you think, Ty.
All right. So yeah, DBZ fighters, man, get on that. So yeah, what else have you been up to, man?
Well, I got called out by my man Eddie Road Dogg from the Party Nerds, and he challenged me to the annual 4 in February challenge.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, the 4 in February challenge is that you have to try and beat 4 games within the month of February. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I was Cell's the Triple H of the anime films. That's a good one.
Damn.
That's a good one. But yeah, you have to try to beat 4 games within the month of February. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be brand new games. You can pick whatever games you choose. Even games like that you're almost done with.
Yeah.
As long as they're 4 within February. So okay. I believe I challenged a lot of my friends, including you. I hope you would actually partake in this.
I mean, probably.
You can do it.
Yeah, because right now Final Fantasy 15's got my focus.
I thought you was about to rage quit that game.
No, I got back on it because John Haponic got really into it. He already finished the game.
Really?
Yeah, and that kind of motivated me to get back on that horse.
Okay, but why don't you throw that in the challenge?
Oh man, it's gonna take a long time to beat that game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no extravagant prize to say that you did it. Like I actually partook last year, so I beat the Game of Thrones Telltale, and the first 3 Uncharted's.
Oh wow!
Which were part of my original 4, and I ended up beating them. Mm-hmm. So I actually raised it and ended up beating Uncharted 4. Mm-hmm. So I managed to get through 5 in February.
Wow.
So this year, I'm actually picking Dragon Ball FighterZ. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to beat all 3 story arcs.
Yep.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have beaten that one before. Mm-hmm. So I'll throw that in there. Uncharted Lost Legacy. Mm-hmm. Another one that I have beat before.
Yep.
And one that I'm almost done with, which is the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale.
Okay.
All right. And if I just happen to beat it, if I happen to beat the challenge, I'm actually going to try to go for the Batman Telltale, which is actually free on the PSN PSN.
Okay.
And the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
That and also Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Didn't you play that?
Yep, I did.
And you beat that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you like it?
I thought it was good, but good's about it. I mean, I could tell that Square Enix kind of, neutered it to where they're trying to make a trilogy out of that one game.
Is there another one coming out?
Supposedly there is. It's supposed to be like a part of a trilogy because the storyline was kind of nothing special.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but gameplay wise, it's solid stealth gameplay.
So, yeah. So shout outs to everybody who I challenged, including you.
Yeah, I think I'll meet the challenge. I mean, I do have 4 games in mind.
All right, there you go.
I mean, yeah, I got Uncharted Lost Legacy, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, Prey, and Injustice 2, which I'm halfway through the story mode.
Okay, so there you go. If anything, I'll probably Twitch mines, and why don't you try to get on our YouTube? Just stream it.
I keep forgetting.
I'm saying I know you haven't did it in the past. Why don't you do it? So there's some type of proof that we beat it.
I mean,
Eddie's already beaten one.
that's cool. I mean, come to think of it, let me ask you, like, can you think of how many video games have you beaten in your lifetime?
There's been a good amount, but I cannot give a number. I can't give a solid number.
No, not even like a ballpark figure.
30, maybe.
30. Wow. Okay. Because I was thinking about it. Like I was like listing. One day I just sat there and I was listing like all the games that I can recall beating, like completing.
Yeah, because there's a lot that I haven't.
Yeah, and my count so far, like lifetime total, is actually 280.
Jesus Christ, dude. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
remember, I bought a lot of 2-player games. I didn't buy them. My dad bought a lot of 2-player games, so it wasn't really necessarily like games that you had to beat.
Okay.
So like, it's just play so your sister can play too. So you play. I got a 2-player game so your cousins can play with you as well.
Yeah. That's. No,
you're an only child, you spoiled bastard.
Yeah, you have my sympathies, man. It stinks when you got to share the controllers especially with your siblings that don't know how to play the game as well or don't know how to play at all.
Well, no, me and my cousin Joe, it was mostly me and my cousin Joe.
Okay.
So that's why I always say like the Streets of Rage series is near and dear to my heart. I don't think I can play that game with anybody else.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Streets of Rage 2 is the best one, obviously.
Yeah, definitely, it was the best one. But I can honestly say I've beaten all 3 of those with him.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I can't do it with anybody else. What's up, TJ? TJ, the winner of our Fan Squad Fantasy League this year.
Oh, cool, nice, congrats.
So.
Yes. So yeah, man. Damn, I can't believe it. 280 games, because in my lifetime that I've actually finished.
Congratulations, Dan.
Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, I'm actually gonna post up a meme and just see if there's anybody who has beaten that.
I'm pretty sure there are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, no question. I thought it was there probably are more, but I just can't remember them. But yeah, I will definitely meet the 4 for February and see what happens.
All right.
Yeah.
Challenge is on.
Word.
All right. And I also got into the WrestleMania Orlando WWE 24 documentary.
Oh, okay.
It was nice. I was like more interested into like all the lead ups to what is believed to have been Undertaker's last match against Roman. Mm-hmm. It really just like it was a big deal to Roman. He's like, I'm actually going toe to toe with Taker.
Yeah.
And even then, Taker was like, I wasn't, hey, can I deliver? Mm-hmm. Ultimately, unfortunately, he couldn't.
Yeah.
But, the send off alone was just, beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I enjoyed the send off as heartbreaking as it is as a lifelong loyal Undertaker fan.
Yeah.
But then there was also other elements that were shown, like Naomi actually coming back home to WrestleMania, the Miz and Maurice's matchup with John Cena and Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
So and how allegedly, that whole proposal was completely off script. So they showed everybody, being happy for him. It was a nice little program. I mean, it was about a good hour long.
Yeah.
If you got the network, check it out. It's not bad at all.
Okay. Cool.
So then, other than everything else that we talked about, that's pretty much it. I've been up to.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Yeah, like for me, like I mentioned earlier, I've just got back in Final Fantasy 15, so I'm currently 15 hours into the game. My party's at level 22. So I've been primarily doing side missions and hunts.
I try not to get whenever I play adventure games or whatever. I try not to get distracted by side missions.
Yeah.
Like I'm still currently playing Horizon Zero Dawn. I couldn't throw that into the challenge because I don't really have that much time to like beat a game, but beat that game within the month of February. And then it's just like I will get so like I get so impatient that I just have to like take breaks.
Yeah.
So like I try not to get thrown off by side missions. Try my hardest to stay in the main quest.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
I still love that game though.
It is. It's
It is so beautiful. And in the Game Awards, it got absolutely no love. Not nominations, whatever. No love though.
Yeah, it's true. But then again, like last year was a strong year for games. So.
Yeah, definitely. Probably one of the best years in gaming ever.
Oh, absolutely. And with Final Fantasy 15, like for me, like the side missions are actually necessary because but it also makes the main quest a little imbalanced because like where I'm at, I'm in chapter 3 and I'm supposed to go to like this main town, one of the main towns to advance the main story. I think it's Lestralum. And I haven't even gone anywhere near that. I just like go to like the nearby settlements and just do hunts and side missions to level up my characters. But I'm at the point now where it's like, well, I mean, I should continue the main quest so I can get better weapons to match my character's levels because I think that the weapons are a little underpowered. So that's where I'm at right now. But like so far, like gameplay wise, the game is solid. Like I'd say it's gameplay wise, it's definitely one of the best Final Fantasy games. In terms of story, though, it's nothing special. I won't call the story horrible, but like the characters and like the whole storyline so far, it's just like, okay.
They're not really memorable.
No, it's not.
I would probably say the most memorable Final Fantasy character was Cloud Strife.
Oh, absolutely. Like I would say like 7, 8, and 9, like from what I understand, like those are really memorable. And also Final Fantasy 10, definitely. 'Cause that's the one I finished. And even to a lesser extent, Final Fantasy 12 had more memorable characters as well. 13 was nothing special at all. Like the gameplay again was good. 15, like I said, the characters are like, they're likable enough that you care a little bit about them, but at the same time, like you don't feel any emotional attachment toward them at all.
Right.
But hopefully, maybe that'll change as the game goes on. But we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely finish that game. Like hopefully in like the next month or two.
Okay.
Yeah, because that game's an epic undertaking.
Yeah. Did you say your 4 games for the 4 in February challenge?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And besides that, I watched a couple of movies. In fact, I watched one movie just before, a couple hours before we started this podcast. I watched a new Netflix movie called The Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay.
Yeah, and what's interesting about The Cloverfield Paradox was apparently there was a commercial that aired for it during the Super Bowl, and that was the first time anybody even heard that there was another Cloverfield movie coming out. Right. And then it was uploaded yesterday.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I did catch that. So I caught that commercial.
Yeah, Cloverfield Paradox. It's the third movie in the Cloverfield film series, following Cloverfield from 2008, and then 10 Cloverfield Lane from a couple of years back, 2016. This is like a more of a science fiction movie where this group of scientists they're in this space stations orbiting Earth, and Earth is suffering an energy crisis. So they don't have enough power, so they're trying to figure out how to access an infinite energy source. So their space station has this big particle accelerator, which they use, and apparently the particle accelerator works too well, so they end up transporting themselves into another alternate dimension.
Right.
And then it becomes like a sci-fi / horror story, like trying to be like Alien and Life and Prometheus, but like a more inferior version of those movies. And I will say that like on a positive note, the film had a strong cast. Like they had Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Daniel Bruhl, David Oyelowo, Chris O'Dowd, Zhang Ziyi, who I haven't seen in anything in a while, John Ortiz, but the movie itself, it kind of left me cold because like one, it's pretty predictable and very boilerplate. It's a movie that you can easily tell didn't really belong in the Cloverfield universe because if you remember, like you've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, right?
No, I haven't seen any of the Cloverfield movies.
Okay, well, I will say that you're not missing much.
I keep hearing mixed reviews on the first. I heard mixed reviews on the first one.
Yeah.
And then I remember you reviewing 10 Cloverfield Lane. I just haven't got around to watching him.
Like 10 Cloverfield Lane, it's a good movie. Like I said, like the last part where, spoiler alert, like she escapes the underground bunker and then it turns into like a big horror video game with the space aliens. Like that kind of put some people off. Much like 10 Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield Paradox, it wasn't originally part of that series. Like it was an old script called God's Particle or God Particle, and it was retrofitted to be part of the Cloverfield universe.
Okay.
And you can easily tell because like you can tell like this movie was like supposed to be like its own sci-fi / horror thing, and then like. But the Cloverfield universe is like tacked onto it,
right.
And the ending, which I won't spoil, the ending like cracks more plot holes in the whole universe than anticipated. Because when I watched the ending, I'm like, well, wait a minute. If this is supposed to tie back into the first Cloverfield film, then how can? All right, I'm just gonna have. I won't spoil it. But then it's like. Okay, first of all, the monster looks completely different, and it's like, okay, how can the monster be that damn big, whereas it wasn't that big in the first film? And the ending implies that the ending is like circles back to the first film, but then the Paradox movie just introduces the fact that okay, there's like alternate versions of Earth, so. So did the Cloverfield monster in the first film and Lane did they arrive through those like interdimensional shifts? Do they all take place on alternate Earths, or is Paradox taking place in the same Earth as the first film? It just leaves it just goes to show you that like there was no grand vision for this. Like it's just like this whole Cloverfield series, if you want to call it that, is just a way of like cynically having a brand name to attach, just so people can actually go to these movies. Because if they were their own separate stories without the Cloverfield name, they'd be straight to Redbox, straight up Redbox, or straight to Netflix, or straight to Amazon, Hulu, wherever.
Kyle's brother just agreed with you.
Disagree? Okay, yeah.
Just
agreed. Yeah, there you go. Like I said, like the movie is predictable. Like it has good production design. It looks good. It has a great cast, but they're all working with like undercooked material. So, like I said, this movie, you're not missing anything if you don't watch it. The first Cloverfield movie and 10 Cloverfield Lane, those are good, worth checking out. But this one, you're better off watching something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on the Paradox. And the other movie that I did see, I saw it in theaters yesterday. It's called Hostiles. And this one stars Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike, Wes Studi, Ben Foster, Rory Cochrane. And it's like a slow moving Western. It takes place in 1892, and it follows Christian Bale's character, who's like this haunted U.S. cavalry officer, and like he's suffering from some wicked PTSD, where like he has a deep hatred for the Native Americans. Like he's slaughtered a bunch of them like during his time, serving in the army, and he's actually tasked with taking this old retired Cheyenne war chief and his family all the way up from New Mexico all the way up to Montana. And Christian Bale and his character doesn't want to do this. He's like, you don't know the things I've seen. Those savages, I just want to murder them all. And
so in other words, he sounds like a crazy old Korean War vet.
Yeah, but like super racist about his mission.
So Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino times 10.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And
movie, by the way.
Yeah, and Christian Bale's character, like he's forced to escort this Indian family back to Montana, because if he doesn't, he would be court-martialed and he would lose his pension. Like after 20 something years in the service, like to lose that, then yeah, he has no choice. And the movie, it's grim and it's slow moving and it's depressing from start to finish.
Oh, that is right up your alley.
This movie is not funny at all. There's no humor in it. Like I'll tell you, like the opening scene sets the tone where Rosamund Pike, Rosamund Pike's character, right? The opening scene, she sees her whole family, her husband, her 2 daughters, and her baby slaughtered.
Yeah, this just says Vic movie all the way.
And like when she's running away from this murderous war party, like there's a scene where she's carrying her baby, and you see like you don't see the baby at all. You just see it like wrapped up in the shawl. Mm-hmm. You see the bullet hole right in the baby, and she's like rendered catatonic and like shocked beyond belief. And so when Christian Bale and his party encounters her, like she's still cradling the body of her infant and her 2 daughters, and she's like, "Shh, they're sleeping," and they're trying to coax her out of her shock and grief, and so she accompanies them up in their mission. And there's one part where Ben Foster arrives, and he plays like this war criminal who's murdered some scores of Indian families, and he's basically what Christian Bale's character would have been like if he was pushed just a little bit too far, more farther than he already has. So he's like a dark mirror of Christian Bale's character. And whenever you see Ben Foster in a movie, some crazy shit goes down because Ben Foster plays insane as fuck characters. And man, like the movie gets 10 times more depressing than it already does when he arrives in the movie.
I'm just saying that this is a Victor as fuck movie.
I will say this though, like I did enjoy the movie. Although,
no surprise.
Although I will say, like, enjoy is perhaps a weird word of saying. I appreciated the storytelling from Scott Cooper, who wrote and directed this film. I appreciated the slow, ponderous tone. Like the whole movie is meant for you to like sit back and like really think about like the themes and like the relationships between these characters, and, like the turmoil that they're going through, and the violence in this movie gets super gutter. Like.
This movie is so up your alley, man.
It is. I mean,
it's everything that you love in a movie.
It kind of is. Like it does sound like the stereotypical Victor movie, and I will say that there's one other character in the film, like Rory Cochran's character, who's Christian Bale's right hand man, and he's just so depressed because like he's just beaten down by just shell shock, and he's like he even tells Christian Bale at the beginning, like, "Yo, I've been at this for 20-something years, as long as you have. I don't have the fight in me anymore, man. I just don't have the fight in me anymore, and I just want to end it all." And like when you see like Rory Cochran's eyes in the film, like you can tell like
he embodied the role.
He embodied the role. Like you can tell like he just wants to embrace his deathbed like a warm blanket. And man, this film is grim. This film is unrelentingly emotionally intense, thematically intense. I will say that the biggest flaw of the film, though, is that ironically it doesn't focus too much on the Native American characters that accompany them. Like Wes Studi is a great character actor, and I think that the movie should have focused more on him too. Although like he does have some great moments, as well as the actress I'm trying to pronounce her name, Q'orianka Kilcher. Who played Pocahontas in The New World. So this is her second film with Christian Bale. Her character didn't get as much screen time as I thought she would. And Adam Beach, who's also another good Native American actor, he didn't get as much screen time as well. I wish that the film focused on them more. But, other than that, Hostiles, it's a film that it's not for everybody. It's very grim, very dark, very bleak. Would I recommend watching it in theaters, especially for general audiences? I would say this is a movie better served watching at home. You watch at home with a glass of wine, and you sit back and you think about these themes and these characters. This is more of a contemplative mood piece, Sit back, glass of wine, Moscato, Chardonnay, red wine, whatever, and just let it, just think about it.
I think that's exactly what you did, huh?
Well, I was in the theater, so I just sat there and I was like,
They still looking in theaters now?
well, at the Showcase Cinemas in Warwick, Quaker Lane, which they do have an open bar. I did not drink at the time because I watched it at like 1:45 p.m. So I don't I don't daytime drink.
Okay.
I mean, for me, like it's bad form. If you drink anytime before 5 p.m., that's bad form.
I don't think so. You do it at cookouts?
I mean, cookouts are that's the exception. Cookouts or weddings, cookouts and weddings. Those are the exceptions.
There's always other family functions and stuff. Other functions, there's nothing wrong with drinking during the daytime.
Well, in functions, yes, but when you're
if you're out with your friends and you just happen to be Grey Goose, okay? Kyle says it's Grey Goose, okay? Goose.
I mean, like for me, like
or like if you're going, if you're out to lunch with somebody and be like, oh, okay, I'll just have a beer or something or whatever.
Okay, I mean, I grant you that.
There's nothing wrong with day drinking.
Well, okay,
12 p.m. is a little too early.
I will say like
tailgating.
Oh yeah, for all you foosball fans who do that sort of thing.
Now it's foosball. Okay, the beginning of the episode, it was football. It was the Super Bowl. It was the Philadelphia Eagles, the New England Patriots. Everything was said right, but now all of a sudden you got bougie again, and it's foosball.
I mean, well, tailgating is all well and good. I'm just saying that if you daytime drink alone by yourself, then I think that's kind of sketchy. But if you're if your daytime drinking socially, okay, that's all right.
That's usually the only time I drink is socially. If I do drink at home, it's like after a long day, and I'm like, listen, I just want to go home and like have a beer or whatever.
Yeah, I got you. John Haponic asks in reference to Hostiles, but was anyone sick? No, there wasn't anybody suffering from a debilitating illness in the film.
Okay, so that's the only difference from a typical Victor movie.
Yeah, but you may feel ill after watching the movie, which I highly recommend. So Hostiles, check it out. It's in theaters now. But like I said, it's definitely a film better served watching at home because it's almost 2.5 hours and it's pretty slow paced.
Okay. Yeah. Want to get into the news and headlines?
Yes, let's get into the news and headlines here.
All right, go ahead.
So, we talked about the Super Bowl. We got a bunch of trailers that dropped. I'm wondering if you watched. Have you watched any of them? First off, we will begin with a Solo.
The only one go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First, we'll begin with a Solo, a Star Wars story. The Han Solo movie coming out in May.
Okay.
Have you seen the teaser?
I caught the trailer. It doesn't look bad, but from what I'm hearing, I've heard like Disney's like actually expecting it to fail.
Really?
Yeah, like they're still like coming off the success of The Last Jedi and stuff. I figured you would think that they would release it in December, like how they did their previous few releases, and no, they're releasing this one in May.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like that's just a little too soon. It's like, and then they went through a whole bunch of hell. Yeah, like the movie went through developmental hell. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, let's just we finally got something going. Let's just put it out there. And however, if it does good, it does good. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, I will say that like Donald Glover, he did look sharp as a young Lando Calrissian.
Had a fur coat. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I actually had a good laugh at that part.
Yeah. Donald Glover drinking intergalactic Colt 45, man.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson, I guess, apparently playing, Han Solo's mentor. I guess the guy who got him into the smuggling racket.
Right.
Alden Ehrenreich playing a young Han Solo. I'm pretty sure maybe Alden Ehrenreich will do a good enough job playing Han Solo. But like when I heard him speak, I don't know. Maybe
it didn't sell it.
It didn't sell it. I didn't see the Harrison Ford charm from those brief clips.
Well, you gotta understand, it is a young Han Solo, so maybe like within the timeline, like that Harrison Ford charm and character just kind of developed. Maybe later on in the film, or even just after the events of that film, leading up to A New Hope. Possibly.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's just a thought.
Indeed. You have a good point. It's time to develop.
Exactly.
Emilia Clarke is in it. I don't know what character she plays.
I don't care if she's in it. It's Daenerys.
Hopefully she's not related to Han Solo, so they end up banging.
I told y'all I called that too.
Yeah, and Tandy Newton's in it too. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
How did I miss that?
I will say like the film, it looks good. Like it has like good production design, like the costumes and the sets and whatnot. I will say that I'm not. I'm kind of indifferent towards this because it's a spin-off film. I'm more excited about the mainline films, like
Right.
in the sequel trilogy. But the spin-off films, like Rogue One, it was enjoyable, but it was non-essential.
I loved Rogue One. I thought it was great.
Okay, fair enough. And Solo, I just think that it's not going to be anything special because originally, like the original directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, apparently they got fired because they made the film their take of the film was too comedic. Like apparently, like insiders say that they basically turned Han Solo into like Ace Ventura in space, which I would pay good money to see that version. Ron Howard's a reliable director.
I actually loved Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code.
Oh.
I know they're not really like the most popular movies, but they actually happen to be some of my favorites.
Okay, yeah.
I believe both directed by Ron Howard.
Yep, and he also did Inferno.
I still haven't yet to see Inferno.
Yeah, Ron Howard. I mean, if you're looking for like a reliable like workman-like director, Ron Howard's your guy.
Yeah.
Although I love Apollo 13. That's probably my favorite film of his.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yep. I think that with the Solo movie coming out, I think this is going to show just how really fickle Star Wars some of the more ardent fans of Star Wars are. Because like with The Last Jedi, you had a lot of so-called purist fans who talk about, oh, The Last Jedi, it shit on the lore of Star Wars. That's not my Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker wouldn't act like that. Hashtag not my Star Wars. Go beat off on your own time. And then those same fans that crapped on The Last Jedi before for actually being unpredictable and taking chances with the narrative, I bet you with Solo, it's going to be so familiar. It's going to rehash a lot of those tired and those tried and true beats that we've seen for the past 40 years in Star Wars. They're going to be like, oh my God, the Millennium Falcon. Oh my God, Han Solo, Chewie. Oh my God, I clapped because these things are really familiar and they don't do anything different. I love this film. This is the Star Wars film that I'm looking for. Fuck The Last Jedi because The Last Jedi did it is way too different. I bet you that's going to be the reception when Solo comes out.
We shall see. We shall see.
We
shall see. We got what? 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months, man.
We shall see.
Yo, those fair weather fans that they want to see something different, but then when you get something different and great and excellent in The Last Jedi, all of a sudden, not my Star Wars. But you want to get something that's the same old shit that we've seen before.
You got it with The Force Awakens.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love The Force.
Loved it.
I love The Force Awakens, but
You caught the Holy Ghost in Force Awakens.
Yes, I did. But, at the end, it is a remix of A New Hope. Do you really want another remix of what we've seen before? Come on, man.
Yeah.
And it's a prequel. Do we need a young Han Solo film? Do we need a young Princess Leia film? Do we need a young Obi-Wan Kenobi film? Huh?
Are we actually getting those?
An Obi-Wan Kenobi film is definitely on its way of getting developed.
There is one prequel that I'm very interested in seeing because just like I'm interested in, I have just a genuine interest in the character, Yoda. And somebody actually did some artwork of a young Yoda, and the shit looked fire. I think I still have it in my phone. I would have to I'll show it to you later on. If I'll actually post it.
Yeah, definitely.
But a Yoda prequel will actually be pretty interesting because remember, wasn't Yoda like the most powerful? At one time, the most powerful Jedi ever?
Yeah, for like 800 something years.
Exactly. Like, how did a small creature like that become the most powerful Jedi ever?
Nah.
I mean, I'm not necessarily. I mean, am I a hardcore Star Wars fan? No. So I would consider myself a casual Star Wars fan, but so as a casual Star Wars fan, I would be interested in seeing that.
I can see the interest, but I'm gonna have to disagree on that because I think that would definitely ruin the mystery around that character. I think the reason why he's so powerful is because we don't know much about him, and I think that's how it should stay.
And I see your point as well. Like, so, I mean, it could, like I said, it could be good, could suck. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things you never know unless they do it, and then they do it right.
I'm gonna have to pass on that, man.
Yeah, but guess what? We're the Codex Prime podcast. We'll still watch it.
Yeah, we'll still watch it, but I have Movie Pass, so I get to watch it with no regrets.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So we have another trailer that dropped recently, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm looking forward to that. A, as a Marvel geek, and then B is like, Lawrence Fishburne, wasn't you just in a DC movie?
Oh yeah, Perry White.
Yeah, made you jump ship. Oh yeah, because DC movies, well, what's up?
Well, DCEU movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp, like, reportedly is billed as like a action romantic comedy. And
It's Paul Rudd. Why not?
yeah, Paul Rudd's good. Evangeline.
And that's the thing too. It's like one thing I love that Marvel's doing is just like, yeah, the superhero genre is big, but yet they're branching off into so many. That's the only Marvel movie I'm looking forward to.
He's got to be contrarian.
He has to be. He has to be. Like, one thing I would say I respect about John Apodic, that I gave him the title of the supervillain, and he just came in and just embraced it.
He did. I mean, I know, John. You will watch Avengers: Infinity War with the rest of us.
He's gonna like it, but because he has that title as the supervillain, he's just gonna trash it.
Yeah, or better yet, like I predict that, like, John, he will come away liking Infinity War, and then 2 months later he's gonna change his opinion and be like, "Oh, it wasn't all that." just like he did with the first Avengers movie. Don't think I forgot, John.
I really need to meet this guy. He really needs to be on the show. I don't forgot what I was going to. But yeah, well, like I was saying, it's like what Marvel's doing is like, okay, you got Spider-Man: Homecoming was a teen movie.
Yeah.
I would put it as teen adventure comedy.
Yeah.
Type. Marvel Runaways is a teen drama show.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, superhero, sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're breaking off. They're taking the superhero genre and breaking off into little subgenres to make it making it bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I see. Like this is so Ant-Man and the Wasp is gonna be the superhero romantic comedy.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, like, Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly, they have
great chemistry. Yeah, definitely. Like, Ant-Man's like a D-list character.
Yeah.
And the first movie was very enjoyable.
Oh yeah, yeah, it still is. And who doesn't like Michael Douglas?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. We also have a trailer that dropped for Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth film in the series.
Now, as I was watching it while I was at my friend's house, shout outs to Juan and Leslie for actually hosting us for our Super Bowl. Once I saw Tom Cruise there and I started hearing the music, I just turned to my friend and say, "This is the movie that made Henry Cavill ruin Justice League."
Yeah, because you saw him,
and that's when we got into a conversation about his CGI mouth, and then next thing you know, it was over. So I'm gonna have to let you give your thoughts on that.
It does look enjoyable. I will definitely check out Fallout because I think that the best film in the Mission Impossible series is Ghost Protocol. That's my favorite one. Rogue Nation was fine. I mean, nothing special in my opinion, but Fallout looks to be better than Rogue Nation. In fact, Henry Cavill, he seems to play the badass villain of the character. Giving Tom Cruise an ass kicking, a run for his money.
All right.
There's some crazy stunts that you'll see in there, of course, and Tom Cruise doing his Tom Cruise sprint as he usually does. I gotta give big ups to Tom Cruise, man. The man is 55 years old and he's still kicking ass in the action genre.
You know what's an actual a movie of his that I really enjoyed?
What's that?
That I really don't hear many people talk about. It was the one with Jamie Foxx.
Collateral?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a real good. Tom Cruise was badass in that movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Collateral is like probably my second or third favorite Michael Mann film. Yeah, that's a great film.
Definitely. I actually went to the theaters and watched it. I don't even remember who I watched it with, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout's coming out this summer. They're bringing back the whole gang. Alec Baldwin is back. Simon Pegg. Ving Rhames. Yeah, we haven't seen him in anything in a while since the last Mission Impossible film.
Let me tell you something. You know, Ving Rhames is still getting work.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's doing them Arby's commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his voice.
Oh, good on him. Get that Arby's money. Like, what was the last notable role I can think of Ving Rhames in? Was it Baby Boy?
I'm sure. No, wasn't Chuck and Larry after that?
Chuck and Larry. I don't think I've heard.
No, you wouldn't have watched it because it was an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, never mind. Oh, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Yeah, never mind that. Yeah, so yeah, I will check out Fallout. Hopefully, it's better than Rogue Nation and more Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
We also had a trailer for Westworld Season 2.
Still have yet to start Season 1.
Yo, bruh.
And I want to get into it, but it's just...
Yo, Westworld is the truth.
From what I hear, yeah. Like, I heard somebody say, like, I heard God wrote this show. I'm like, damn, is it really that good?
Well, Jonathan Nolan is a co-writer.
Okay.
And Lisa Joy. Westworld Season 2 finally comes out April 22nd.
It was like a teaser trailer that they showed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I said something to somebody, and then all I saw was Westworld Season 2, and I'm like, damn, I need to get on to Season 1. And that was literally it. I think I was actually talking to Aris, who just joined.
Yeah, in fact, I reviewed the first season of Westworld on the podcast.
Yeah, I remember you did. And
Yep.
I remember Aris jonesing about it when the show was actually running.
Yep, absolutely.
So
And
eventually, I'm definitely gonna get into it. Did they say when the show will debut?
yes, April 22nd.
Okay, I got a little bit of time.
Yep.
I can do like an episode a day, and I'll bang it out.
Oh yeah, 9 p.m. HBO. Yeah, man, that's like this is one of those HBO shows that'll get us through the stormy weather of waiting for the final season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
heard that. Y'all heard of that damn DBZ fighting game yet? You missed it, Aris.
Yes, we've heard of it, and it is great.
Yes, you missed it.
Yeah, talked about the Freddy Cup at the beginning of the program.
Yeah. Right at the beginning for Aris.
Yes, right at the beginning. And then we had another trailer that dropped. Last one that we'll talk about is Rock the Dwayne Johnson's latest film. Get it? It's a joke. Skyscraper. What do you think of Skyscraper, Carl? Have you even seen the trailer?
I did. And we all kind of collectively said the same thing. Okay, it's The Rock doing everything else, but it seems like his prosthetic leg is like more the star of the movie than The Rock itself.
Yeah.
It's like they really wanted you to focus on the fact that the protagonist, has a prosthetic leg.
Yeah. I guess like to kind of ratchet up the tension, I suppose. Because like this, it was funny about Skyscraper is that one, it just looks like a combination of Die Hard and the Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
But
he has a prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much like the main difference maker. So this movie, straight up, this movie looks like it's straight.
It is going to be one of The Rock's.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like on the level of San Andreas. People will go see it, but it's probably not going to be like on Fast and Furious level.
No, like the movie looks it's straight to Redbox or straight to streaming. I'll probably see it. You know, I'm gonna see it.
You got the damn movie pass.
I got movie pass. I'm gonna see it for the hell of it and review it on the show. But right now, the movie looks like utter schlock. I mean, no surprise because The Rock primarily makes schlock, even though he's a very talented actor and he can do better than schlock. But I'll check it out nonetheless.
Schlock pays.
It does, but The Rock can do so much better than that, though.
He will. He's gonna have a hit. He's gonna have a hit pretty soon. Like I see Rampage being an utter failure.
Yeah, I mean it is a video game based movie,
right.
So.
Right, damn. When are we gonna get a video game based movie that's gonna break the curse?
Yeah, like we had two, I would say. Two, but like the first Mortal Kombat and then Silent Hill in 2006.
Okay. That's
really it. I mean, but we'll find out what happens. But Skyscraper comes out, I believe, this summer as well. We got some other movie news. Tom Hanks is going to be playing Mr. Rogers.
Don't see it.
And the new biopic.
As much as I love Tom Hanks, I cannot see him playing that role.
Oh, I totally can see him as Mr. Rogers.
Maybe I'm just going by looks. Because I'm sure he can embody, like, the personality of Fred Rogers, but, like, I just don't see it.
If you put their pictures side by side and squint your eyes, you can see it.
Yeah,
just picture Tom Hanks in a red sweater and, like, gray hair.
You have to really squint your eyes, because I just can't see it.
Well,
like, I'm really trying to picture it, and I just can't see it.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. His Mr. Rogers biopic starring Tom Hanks is titled "You Are My Friend," and it's being directed by Marielle Heller, who directed Diary of a Teenage Girl. And no release date has been announced yet, but I will definitely check it out.
Okay, now think back. You remember that sketch from In Living Color where Jim Carrey actually played Mr. Rogers and it turned out he was just a perverted creep?
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine some crazy revelation that Mr. Rogers was just really this dark-ass dude.
Well, apparently, from what I understand, this movie's it focuses on the friendship between Mr. Rogers and this journalist. I forget his name, and like the journalist is like very cynical about Mr. Rogers, show and like his friendly nature, and like he's basically like a curmudgeon. And so throughout the film, you kind of see Mr. Rogers kind of win him over. Like, hey, it's a beautiful day in your neighborhood. You got to look on the bright side of life. Don't be so depressed and miserable.
Well, it's kind of my motto, so.
Yeah, and plus, when we were kids, our generation of kids, we grew up on Mr. Rogers.
Right.
Yeah.
The tail end of it, I was more of a Ninja Turtle guy. But...
Oh, me too, yeah. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Tom Hanks, never turns in a bad performance, so looking forward to see what he can bring to the table with the latest biopic. Another film coming out, L.A. Confidential. It's being rebooted as a television series from CBS. They're rebooting that classic 1997 film, which starred Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe and Kevin Spacey, and Kim Basinger, among others. This TV series reboot is going to be written by Jordan Harper, who wrote Gotham and The Mentalist, and executive produced by Arnon Milchan, who also executive produced the original film. I'm looking forward to this.
Good. Seems like a good team behind them. I mean, Gotham is actually a hit. The Mentalist, I heard, is actually a really good show as well. So, I mean, and then, going with the executive producer of the original film, I'm like, why not?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It seems like it could work.
Yeah, and, I kind of dig the whole 1950s, detective noir vibe.
Yeah.
Film noir vibe. So, I'll check it out. Hopefully it's definitely worth watching. Speaking of CBS, what that reminds me, I still want to watch that Star Trek Discovery show.
I haven't really heard much about it, but I know, like, I come across in a lot of the nerd groups that I'm in on Facebook, on social media. I mean, I saw some discussion threads about it. I mean, it seems like there's an audience that's actually watching it. And it seems like it's pretty well received because the threads do look busy. So
yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Also, in the video game realm, Red Dead Redemption 2 finally gets a release date. It's coming out October 26th, 2018.
Are we sure now?
Yes, we're sure. Rockstar has confirmed the release date this year.
Rockstar can still push it back.
I don't think they would. I mean, because it was originally slated to come out in the springtime, but
Correct.
They kind of pushed it back. They did push it back to October 26th to give themselves more time to polish it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it because Red Dead Redemption, that game is one of the finest video games I've ever played. Like in terms of story and gameplay, man, and part 2 looks dope.
Yeah, I remember when they released the trailer like a couple months back.
Yeah. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, that'll definitely be on my radar.
Yeah, I actually remember. I actually came across I don't even know how. It must have been. It was like on TV or something where Jack Black was actually like so amped up. Mm-hmm. For that game. Yeah,
absolutely. So, yeah, that's one game to look forward to. Also, back in the movie world, Bad Boys for Life, a.k.a. Bad Boys 3, is apparently not canceled. It's still in development.
Why not?
Apparently, the original director, Joe Carnahan, he left the project a while ago, and Bad Boys for Life will be directed by the duo of Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, who directed episodes of John Singleton's FX show Snowfall. And it will once again star Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. So good on Martin Lawrence to get some work, after God knows how many years.
And good on Will Smith. Stop being like so high priced and actually do something for the fans. We want this.
Well, he did Suicide Squad. And he also did Bright.
Right, yeah.
Which I hear is trash.
I still hear mixed reviews on it.
Yeah, I want to watch it. John hates that movie.
John hates everything.
Well, I mean, then again, to be fair, like Bright has gotten terrible reviews, like almost universally. So I'm curious to see how bad it is. So I'll probably watch it pretty soon. But apparently, Bad Boys for Life is being written by Chris Bremer, and Jerry Bruckheimer will once again produce this film. He did produce the previous two, and
I thought Michael Bay produced the second one.
No, Michael Bay directed the first two. Jerry Bruckheimer produced the
Is Michael Bay involved in this one?
I'm not sure. No release date has been announced yet. And the directorial duo of Arby and Falah, directing Bad Boys 3, they're also directing Beverly Hills Cop 4, which will star Eddie Murphy.
Please be rated R.
Now, Beverly Hills Cop 3, I heard, was terrible.
From what I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a shot of redemption.
I mean, does the world need Beverly Hills Cop 4?
We don't need it, but I mean, sure, why not?
Okay, let's think about this because we're talking about Eddie Murphy now.
Yeah.
What was Eddie Murphy's last good film?
Last good film. I'd never seen it, but I've heard nothing but positive reviews on Dreamgirls, and he was in that.
Yeah, Dreamgirls. He got an Oscar nomination for supporting actor.
Right.
And then he released Norbit during the Oscar campaign, and they were like, "Nope, we ain't giving that to him."
But Norbit wasn't meant for the Oscar. That wasn't meant for the Academy. That's just meant for just casual moviegoers. Just bunch of go to your movie. Just here's a movie you can go to see with your peoples.
Yeah, for people that don't know any better.
It's not even that. See, why you gotta diminish? Why you gotta
Well,
demean people
because
like that?
Norbit-
It's just people. It's just sometimes people don't. They just want to go to the movies just for fun, just to say, "Hey,
right,
let's go see Norbit."
Right, but
there is one. I do have a funny story.
Okay.
That I was at work. I was working at I work at a day program for people with developmental disabilities. Mm-hmm. So I've seen Norbit ages ago. And we was like, oh, let's just have a movie day. Carl, go to a Redbox and go to the Redbox and just pick something up. So I'm like, all right, what can we get? I don't want to get nothing too kiddie for them. They are adults, I was like, Norbit should be fine. Ain't that? So we threw it in there. Everybody who everybody was seemed to be enjoying it. And then of course there was Charlie Murphy who played, God rest his soul. Mm-hmm. He played the voice of the dog, and he was like, "Kill the bitch." Mm-hmm. And then one of our clients just yells out, "Kill the bitch!" And I'm like,
oh no. I mean,
it was hilarious at that moment, but we was like, I shouldn't have. I was like, okay, baby, I should have picked something else. But I mean, it was one of those things that it was just one of those things. It was like just for that moment, it just passed on. But it was still fun. It's still funny when you look back at it.
Yeah. I mean, Norbit, even though it's a terrible movie, I mean, I could see it being a movie that you can just watch and make fun of with your peoples.
Just make fun of, or even just catch a few laughs. I mean, it's not meant for just be like, oh my God, this is an Academy Award nominee. No, it's just Norbit. Yeah, let's go watch Norbit. Okay, yeah, Norbit was cool to watch. Let's go get something to eat now. Just one of those types of movies. Doesn't it? Everything doesn't have to be all extra Revenant or The Post or Moonlight and all that. No, it's just a casual. It's something for just a casual movie. It's just a casual movie experience.
Right, but at least your casual movie should be good. And Norbit was trash, man.
I really don't think it was trash. It was fun. And remember, you don't like fun shit.
I like fun shit.
You're starting to like fun shit.
I've always liked fun shit.
Just started to like.
I've always liked fun shit, man.
What was the movie you just reviewed 20 minutes ago?
Hostiles?
That shit is depressing.
Yeah, it is. But
you like I said, we've been through this before. You like the slit your wrist movies.
No,
I want to see you watch I Spit on Your Grave.
Okay. I'll watch that.
I bet you will thoroughly enjoy it.
I don't know, maybe.
I
I'll give it a fair chance. But
do we have to have another Criterion bet again?
well, maybe we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as Eddie Murphy goes, like I said, Dreamgirls was great. But like the
Nutty Professor movies,
the first one,
Clumps was cool. Clumps was cool.
It was all right.
Clumps was cool. I enjoy Clumps.
All right.
Part 2.
Life was underrated.
Life is freaking amazing.
I love Life.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
The whole cornbread scene as well.
Don't eat your cornbread.
Oh, motherfucker, you can't have my cornbread. That's for damn sure. You try to take my cornbread.
Yeah,
Part 2
I
of my
try to
film
catch it every time it's on TV. It's on TV pretty often too.
Yeah, that movie was so underrated, and like him and Martin Lawrence, man, they were just.
They have great chemistry together. Like they've had great chemistry in Boomerang. Mm-hmm. And I love Boomerang.
Oh, Boomerang was so good. I love that movie. Yeah, Boomerang was definitely. I mean, Robin Givens, she was bad in it.
Strong J.
Oh my God, Grace Jones, and I'm
still scared of Grace Jones to this day.
When Grace Jones gave birth to that perfume bottle in that awful commercial,
that would haunt dreams of kids.
Oh man,
Eartha Kitt,
Marcus, I'm not wearing any panties. Marcus.
Mulan and the Fresh Shrek. Okay, no Shrek 2. He said Mulan and the Fresh Shrek.
I haven't seen Mulan or Shrek.
Shrek is fun. Shrek was funny. I like Shrek 2 better.
Okay. I heard the Shrek movies are good.
Like it's you would hate it because of all the there's a lot of pop culture references, but it was just I enjoyed it.
Yeah. What was it? Of course. Have you seen Trading Places?
Trading Places is a classic.
I still haven't seen Trading Places.
You should all be smacked later on.
I'm gonna hang my head in shame for that. It's on Netflix.
Put
too.
your motherfucking head down.
Oh man, and of course, Coming to America is a classic.
That's my all-time favorite movie.
But I will say this though, and I still maintain this to this day: Harlem Nights is trash.
I have photographic proof that you loved it.
No, you will not post that. You will not post that. No, that is not for public consumption.
It's not.
Man, but yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah, it is there. But Harlem Nights was one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Great, man. Especially like you cannot tell me that the chemistry between Della Reese and Red Fox was not hilarious. Like they literally just sound like honestly, whenever them two argue together in the scene, I'm like, I honestly want to when I get married and grow old, I swear me and my wife better be cussing each other out like that. Like, I can't wait to find out. I'm like, man, that's going to be my old bitch. I'm sorry, people, but I'm like, that's going to be me and my old bitch.
I mean,
you can't tell me that those weren't funny.
It was. I got a chuckle out of it, but the whole movie was just so unfunny. And
I enjoyed it. Like you're just on the side. You're on the side of those bougie critics who slammed it.
No,
and even then, like Eddie Murphy, like it was his only directorial movie. Is it?
Yeah, it's only one.
The only one he did it. The critics slammed it, so he didn't watch it till years later, and he really just sat there. He's like, you know what? This actually really is funny.
Of course he'd say that. It's his baby.
No, it doesn't even. He didn't watch it. He was done with it after the critics slammed it.
Well, for good reason, because look, Harlem Nights is one of the most perplexing movies I've seen in my life, because how do you assemble all of that great comedic talent and the movie's not funny?
Arsenio Hall scene when he was like, quick, you killed my brother. That shit had me dying.
That was way
Oh man, I wish
way over the top.
Is Tyrone still watching? That shit we still quote that to this day.
Nah,
that had us dying.
That was way over the top. I was just like, all right, man, that's too much.
And then the scene with Jasmine Guy too, and he's like, look at the little girl. Like that shit was funny.
Nah, I don't know. I just don't see it.
You're bougie.
You're
on the side of the bougie side.
I love Coming to America. Coming to America, that's one of the greatest comedies of all time.
That's a universally loved movie. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw it. It was like, it was a couple of months back where there was a restaurant in California and they just it was Halloween.
Okay.
And they completely transformed into McDonald's.
I did see that.
They
yeah.
they made the Big Mick, the sexual chocolate milkshake.
Sexual chocolate.
Yeah. Oh God, you gotta love Randy Watson. Like the whole theme was coming to America, and Sherry Headley showed up wearing the same outfit as Lisa McDowell, and she still looks completely the same.
She does. Yo,
Like exactly the same.
Yo, Sherry
The
Headley's
same exact outfit.
like straight out of a time machine.
Yeah, literally.
Yo,
And she's like, "Yeah, I had to check this out."
yeah, she's still fine. Yo, black don't crack, people. Black don't crack.
All right, we got to move on. It's it's like,
Yeah, we got a couple more headlines here. David Benioff and DB Weiss, they're going to write and produce a new series of Star Wars films. Yes, so the Game of Thrones showrunners will create a new separate project from Rian Johnson's own developing Star Wars trilogy, and it will also be separate from the main Skywalker saga.
I'm interested. A Game of Thrones feel of Star Wars?
Yeah.
I hope it's like that. If it's like that, then I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, it probably won't be. You know what? It won't be rated R, of course.
No,
but
definitely not.
if they can stretch the PG-13 rating to the limit,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm for it. I mean, hopefully.
Whatever happened to that Confederate show?
I
I haven't heard much about it since the uproar. Like the uproar just
Yeah.
seemed kind of like just died on.
I think it may still be in development, like in the writing stages. So I don't know if they're still bullheaded enough to like go through with it, but I hope cooler heads prevail because
Seemed like I haven't heard anything about it.
yeah, me either. But maybe we'll hear like in the next few months or so.
Possibly.
But yeah, Benioff and Weiss to do Star Wars. Hey, I'm all for it because hey, you know, Confederate notwithstanding, I mean they've done an exceptional job with Game of Thrones. They're both great writers, and hey, whether or not this is a new like trilogy of films, or hopefully it's not one of those spin-off films like this is another prequel. Hopefully it'll give us something brand new. And last news here, and this is
Attention, John Haponic.
yes. This is some news that before we get into it, I will say that I love nerd culture, but this right here is one of the reasons why some people look down on nerd culture, because some of y'all are just a little too racist and salty. Check this out. Rotten Tomatoes responds to a plot from some salty and racist fans to tank Black Panther's ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently, some salty DCEU fans.
John Haponic.
Well, he's not racist, so let's not.
Well, which is true.
Yeah, let's not lump him in with these.
Yeah, but I label him as a salty DCEU fan.
Yeah, but he's not racist, though.
No, he's definitely not.
Yeah. So anyway,
He's a salty DCEU fan.
true, but anyway, some salty DCEU fans created a Facebook event titled "Give Black Panther a Rotten Audience Score on Rotten Tomatoes" because they claim that Rotten Tomatoes, which by the way Warner Brothers has a minority stake in, is unfairly biased in favor of Marvel films. The group claims that Marvel pays off film critics to give positive reviews to their films, thereby inflating the positive Rotten Tomatoes scores that Marvel films receive. So this dumbass consistently received, by the way. This dumbass Facebook event is set for February 15th, one day before Black Panther debuts in theaters next Friday. The group also plans to have a similar event for Avengers Infinity War. So apparently a spokesperson for Rotten Tomatoes says, and I quote, "We at Rotten Tomatoes are proud to have become a platform for passionate fans to debate and discuss entertainment, and we take that responsibility seriously. While we respect our fans' diverse opinions, we do not condone hate speech. Our team of security, network, and social experts continue to closely monitor our platforms, and any users who engage in such activities will be blocked from our site and their comments removed as quickly as possible," unquote.
Now, my thing is, if Warner Brothers has a minority stake in it, wouldn't you think that they would actually boost their movies up?
You know?
But yet they still get garbage reviews?
True.
And with the product they put out, supports those garbage reviews?
Word.
And I mean, trust me, Marvel had some misses.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, Inhumans.
Thor: The Dark World.
That's
Guardians 2.
your opinion.
Yeah.
But, okay, we're debating our opinions.
Yeah. And Thor: Ragnarok to a lesser extent.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, just put out good shit.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, put out good shit.
Indeed. And you know what? For all these like racist fans that are trying to troll Black Panther's ratings, I will say this though, shout outs to Afton. She actually invited me and our group to like this.
I got it.
It was this.
I was like, why did you even get that?
I mean,
this up to my attention?
I quickly left the group when I saw what they were about, but apparently Afton invited us to a Facebook group which says Christians against the Black Panther movie.
Like I saw one. It's like, oh, if the Black Panther, if the movie is called KKK, it would be considered racist. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah,
like, KKK is a hate group.
It's a hate group, man.
Like,
first of all, I gotta get into a little bit of a aside here and rant, if you will, if you want to call it that.
Go ahead. I'm gonna try to find that group and find something. I don't even
Please, by all means. Okay. First of all, with some of these racist fans in nerd culture, one, you're fucking it up for the rest of us, and two, you mean to tell me that y'all dumbasses can believe talking and flying dragons? Y'all can believe elves, orcs. Y'all can believe gangsta orcs living in South Central Los Angeles fighting Will Smith and Joel Edgerton. Y'all can believe that fantastical shit, but you can't wrap your heads around a mystical African kingdom with a king, that's technologically advanced with awesome weaponry and technology. That's just like way too unbelievable for y'all because black people ruling their own kingdom and being super progressive. That's utterly ridiculous. Who the hell will believe that shit? Are you fucking kidding me? You can believe in flying dragons, but you can't believe in black people doing their own goddamn thing. Are you fucking kidding me with that shit? Let me tell you something right now with these motherfucking nerds right here.
All right, here we go.
Goddamn.
With
this shit right here.
The mic's off the stand.
This shit right here gets underneath my skin because
apparently so.
Because you racist nerd fans out there and most of you racist nerd fans happen to be white. You want to believe in the most fantastical shit, but for some reason you just can't wrap your head around a black hero or a black superhero. You can't wrap your head around a black king or a black queen. You can't wrap your head around black gods or Latino gods or Asian gods. I mean, for you, that's just beyond the pale. It's like, oh my God, get this forced diversity out of my stories. This is not what this is about. This is not what I signed up for. Get the motherfucking get the entire fuck out of my face with that shit. All right? Because I'm not done. I'm almost done, Carl.
All right.
Because let me tell you something. Nerd culture in 2018 is for everybody. Nerd culture is international. It is for blacks. Is international. It's universal. That's right. Thank you, Carl. It is for blacks. It is for whites. It is for Latinos, Middle Eastern, Native American, Indian, Asian. It's for Blasians. It's for Afro-Latinos. It's for Icelandic Latinos. It's for everybody. All right. Underneath the sun. Okay. It's not just an all-white enterprise. So you can complain about Black Panther all you want, just like you complained about Miles Morales, just like you complained about the young black girl who was in the Hunger Games movie. You can complain about a black Valkyrie because how dare Tessa Thompson star as a Valkyrie in Thor Ragnarok because, there are no blacks in Norse mythology. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit because nerd culture is international, it is universal, and it is here to stay. And guess what? It's going to be more brown. It's going to be more black, whether you like it the fuck or not. So get the fuck out of my face with your racist bullshit. I'm done.
Shout out to Brian Lukes who just tuned in and our guest from last week.
How you doing, Brian?
real quick. I'm just gonna read at least one little status from it. It was actually from the admin of the group.
Okay.
I'm glad to see so many supporters joining our cause. Praise Jesus for his assistance in ridding this racist filth from the box office. Disney will not get away with any more of their liberal BS. Hashtag boycott Black Panther. So, remember, first of all, one person just says, "I'm just here to troll you, fucking idiot." Another one says, "Did Christians boycott when they came out with A Time to Kill or American History X? Enjoy the movie and get on with your life, seriously. And whoever thinks Black Panthers was a hate group should get their facts straight. Clearly, they do not know what they are talking about." And it's literally a group of just trolling, and it's literally just it's hilarious.
Yeah, man. You got to troll the ignorance off the internet, man. You know, you got to fight it. Got to fight it, man. Stay woke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
You got anything else before we get to question of the week?
Yeah, that's all I got. I will say I can't wait to see Black Panther next Friday, man.
Damn, that is next Friday.
Yeah, man. And yes, I will be wearing one of my shirts that I got from Nigeria.
I wanted to get the Akeem Coming to America shirt. Those what are you wearing to Black Panther memes are hilarious.
They are. I've seen a couple of them.
Oh my god, I gotta like collect some. I know I posted one like when the first trailer like popped up, man. Yeah. I know there were some good ones that popped up. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to get a costume from like Akeem from Coming to America, but I wouldn't get it in time. Plus they want a lot of money for it and all that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, let me get on to the question of the week.
Okay.
So last week's question of the week, it was based on it was a wrestling episode. So we went with the wrestling theme. What was your favorite all-time Royal Rumble moment? So on our Facebook, Eric Silva says Diesel being in the ring alone and throwing everyone out as they came out.
Okay.
So I want to say that was like
95 maybe?
ish.
Yeah.
I want to say that. And then on Instagram, give us one quick sec. All right, AJ, friends, AJ presents the greater good. Says the Nature Boy with a tear in his eye.
That's right.
This is the greatest day of my life.
1992 Royal Rumble.
As well as Eddie Road Dogg, he says Ric Flair winning it is all time great. Mm-hmm. Troll moment of all time was the Santino almost moment. So this week,
okay,
which graphic novel would you like to see in the big screen?
That's a good one. It's very juicy. That's a dope.
Words you could have picked.
Yeah.
Juicy. So Aris-like.
Which graphic novel would I like to see on the big screen? I'm gonna have to take a moment to think about that. So what you got?
I would have to say shout out to our friend Paul Jenkins. I would like to see his Wolverine origins.
Like his version of Wolverine.
Yes, not X-Men Origins Wolverine. Like we can, like his Wolverine origins can actually probably just scratch the X-Men Origins, and I would like to see his.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Any other choices?
That's the only one I could think of, like top of that.
Okay. I would like to see Why the Last Man adapted to the big screen. That's Brian K. Vaughan's graphic novel series. Mm-hmm. It's about this kid who's the last man on Earth, and like the planet's overrun with women because all men have died off due to this disease.
Okay.
And it's an excellent series. It's like 5.
I think you reviewed this before.
Yeah, I did.
Like a while ago.
Yeah, like early on.
Early episodes.
Yeah, one of the early episodes. That's one I would really like to see on the big screen. Like I could see that, like maybe as it could be like a solid like single film, or it could be like a mini series.
Yeah, like another one I would like to see is Saga, but that would have to be like either on HBO or Netflix. in animated.
Yeah.
Because those comics are like entirely too weird for people to be acting out, and it would be so expensive.
It would, and plus, like live action, it would be missing the charm.
It would.
Yeah. What's another one? Oh, I would like. I also would like to see Lady Mechanica be brought to the big screen, which I reviewed on the podcast. Like to see that steampunk world and that character come to life, like in live action, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Why the Last Man and Lady Mechanica.
Okay. So yeah, let us know. That will be up on our social medias within a day or two.
Yep.
And also, you can find us on all the social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, you can catch our content on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube.
iTunes, send us a 5-star review. Please help us move up the rankings.
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud as well, and Google Play for you Androiders.
And you can also email the show at codexprimepodcast@gmail.com. Wait, didn't John send an email?
Did he?
Yeah, I think he sent an email, but we couldn't read it last week.
Oh, last week, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I'll let you read that. That's your boy. I'll let you read that one.
Okay, so John Haponic sent us an email last week that we couldn't get to because of the wrestling show. But John Haponic's email is titled "Marvel versus WWE." For a brief time, Ronda Rousey was campaigning to be Captain Marvel, and I honestly would have preferred Rousey over Brie Larson. Seeing Larson in her costume left me feeling unimpressed. She doesn't carry that intimidating appeal like a former UFC fighter might. Does Rousey really have to act that much in a superhero movie? She might be a fun character in WWE, but I'm left wondering what could have been with Marvel. Maybe she'll get to fight Wonder Woman in DC. P.S. Yes, I know wrestlers have struggled in the past in superhero films, like Triple H, Jeep Swenson, and Tyler Mane.
They have? Well...
I mean, yes, that is true. Wrestlers have struggled in the past. Tyler Mane, he was the first Sabretooth in the first X-Men movie.
Okay.
And Jeep Swenson,
he was Bane. And first of all, that was a bad movie.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah.
Just that neon light show that weekend. Who was those? Who am I?
Oh, you talking about Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Who was in it?
Who directed it?
Oh, Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher. I wanted to say Jerry Bruckheimer, but I'm like, no, it wasn't that. It definitely wasn't him.
Yeah. And to answer your question, John, yes, acting is required for superhero movies, but you would not know that because you're a DCEU watcher.
Ooh.
Yeah, son. Woo!
All right, but that's our show for this week.
Yes, tune in next week. Next week actually is Valentine's Day on the, 14th is a Wednesday, right? So we could get into some Valentine's Day related topics or whatever. I don't know. That's just an idea. Favorite romantic films? I would go with The Revenant.
Leo and the Bear. Good one.
Yes, so once again, we will catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Take it later.
And dry your tears, Pats fans.
Jesus Christ.